Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Q and Cole. We got a lot of things to get into. How good are the Cleveland Cavaliers? The Texans. Our friend Curtis has some opinions about them. Russell Wilson's Linsanity run. Um, Getting away with it. All Stars had a hell of a week this week, man. Boy, they got away with it. Giannis, is he on his way out of the Milwaukee Bucks? Got a revenge game for Jameis Winston coming up this weekend. And look, it's going to be entertaining. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to be entertaining. We're going to talk about the big three in college football. And then Lamar Jackson. Y'all, this is the year where you just got to let it go, right? Any of them takes that you had about Lamar, and he can't do this, he's just a running back. Hey, bro, it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. Bill Polian, it's time to let it go, brother. You lost, right? He's about to be. It's like all them Jokic takes. Remember them Jokic takes? They got kind of crazy before he won that championship, and it was like, hey man, it's over. Like, and then he almost beat the U.S. men's Olympic team by himself, right? Like, that man is as good as they said he was. It is what he is.
He might be better.
Like, that man good. That man good at basketball. It is what it is. It's not just people being excited. But let's talk about the Cavs. Talk about people being excited. The Cavs are, I think, one of the funnest teams in the NBA right now, and I think definitely the funnest story in the NBA right now. They have 12-0. They just beat the Chicago Bulls. They're undefeated. I think they won 50 games last year or 48?
48.
So like they're already 1/4 of the way there. Just a couple weeks into the season. They played a ton of games too. I heard you bring this up on Blue Sky where you were talking, where someone was bringing up the strength of schedule argument. You're like, yeah, but look how many games they've had to play and the amount of time that they had to play it. And I think that is also significant here. I don't think anybody thinks the Cavs are going to end the season as the 1 seed, right? I still think people have that pegged in to be the Celtics. But that doesn't mean that this team is insignificant. I've heard people compare them to the Atlanta Hawks that one year they did that one thing. And honestly, I think we got to retire those comps, man. Like, every time a team you don't expect has a good record, we're like, oh, it's the Atlanta Hawks, and we don't even care like what the Atlanta Hawks were that season. I don't know how anybody could look at this Cavs team and say, oh, that's the Atlanta Hawks from 2015?
2015.
Yeah.
The comparisons, I think the comparison started because people were looking at like how many All-Star selections that 2015 Atlanta Hawks team. The entire starting five made the All-Star team, I believe, that year. And I even floated out. I was like, hey, what's it gonna be like? Like, how is the fact that they're such a balanced team? It seems like every other game, somebody else is the leading scorer or somebody else it's the most impactful player of that game. How does that impact all-star selections for this team when there's not like one dominant guy? And then people were saying like, hey, it might be the 2015 Atlanta Hawks where they just send everybody to the All-Star team. And I was like, yeah, maybe. But this team is so much better than that Hawks team. It's so much better than that Hawks team, dog. It really is.
Yeah, and the thing I never got about it was like, who did the Atlanta Hawks have that was an equivalent to Donovan Mitchell?
Do you know who their leading scorer was?
It had to be Joe Johnson, right?
Joe Johnson was not the leading scorer.
That was Jeff Teague?
No.
Who?
I'll give you one more guess.
Al Horford?
No.
It wasn't Al. It wasn't Teague. Hold on, let me think. I think Mike Bibby was on that team, wasn't he?
No, he was not.
That was when was Mike Bibby on the Hawks?
Way before that.
Okay, that was the original LeBron run. Okay, who was on that team? Let me think. They had Jeff Teague.
Yes.
I want to say not Jay Crowder. Was it Damari Carroll?
Yes. Who was the coach on the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Really? He made the
who was an
All-Star
assistant
team
coach.
that year?
I want to say he did. Hold on, let me see.
That's
Let
nuts.
me see.
That is insane.
Let me see if he
There's
made
no
it.
shot Damari Carroll
Let me
fucking
see.
All-Star game.
Let me see if he made it that year.
No.
Did he make it that year? 2015. Okay. He's the only one who didn't make it. Okay.
I was about to say, there's no shot, dude. No shot. All right, so there's Damari Carroll. So I got the point guard, and that's the wing, right? And then Al Horford. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm forgetting the center, and I'm forgetting the two guard.
Al Horford was the center.
Al Horford was the center, so I'm forgetting the power forward. And who the fuck was the power forward on that team? Give me a hint.
If I give you a hint, you're going to get it.
Okay, so it's obvious. I'm not looking at chat either. What about for the two guard? Can I get a hint for the two guard?
Sharpshooter.
White guy?
Specialist. Yes.
JJ Redick never played on the Hawks. Was it Kyle Korver? Kyle Korver.
Yes. Yep.
Kyle Korver. Okay.
Kyle Korver made it. Kyle Korver made the All-Star team that year.
Yeah, I remember that. Because, I remember being very disappointed when the Cavs traded for him. Because everyone was like, oh, Kyle Korver's going to shoot 80% with LeBron out there. And then he was pretty he was in that Kevin Love range of sometimes he's good. Power forward for this team. Is this their most notable player? Is it Paul Millsap? Fuck, yeah.
Yes,
I can't believe
Yes. Paul Millsap was the leading scorer on that Hawks team. Guess how much he had? Guess how many points he averaged that year?
Oh, he had to average maybe 18?
16.7.
No, 16?
16.7.
So they was just straight up double digits the whole lineup.
Yeah. The Cleveland Cavaliers have 3 players who are averaging more than 16.7 points per game right now. 3 different players.
Darius Garland, I almost called him Myles Garrett, but he was working out with Myles Garrett though, and it looked like that shit worked. Evan Mobley and then Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, they're better than that. They're so much better than that Hawks team, bro.
That's a very good look. I would take all 3 of those over Damari Carroll. Oh, did he come over to Cleveland in a trade? Like one of those last minute trades that was trying to get rid of Isaiah Thomas and some shit like that.
Something like that. It was something like that.
Yeah, because I remember somebody being like, "Fuck, man, we got Damari Carroll on my Facebook page."
On your Facebook page is crazy.
On my Facebook, yeah, that's back when I used to check that. But all these people leaving Twitter, ain't nobody with the Facebook. That's crazy.
Nah, man, we on Blue Sky now. We good. We are good on that. I promise.
Nobody once was like, well, I do have a network of people I already know. Nope. Some people ain't even touching Threads right now because it's got that Facebook on it. We know what you about to do. Okay, it's about to be millennial Facebook if we get on there. That's not what we want.
I'm all good on that, bro. I'm all good on that.
It is hilarious how it used to be when we were kids, these social media platforms would just change every 3 years. It went from Friendster to MySpace to Tumblr to Facebook. But then we got the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and nothing changed. Nope. Nothing changed after that. Well, we got Vine for a little bit, but then that turned into TikTok. Well, Musically, then TikTok. But yeah, it just makes me feel old. Anyways, Cavs really good at basketball.
Oh man.
Yo, I think too, my favorite part of watching this scene, and maybe this is my own personal selfishness getting in the way, is the fact that I was right about Evan Mobley, you motherfuckers.
Hold on. We were right.
Yeah,
we were right.
And you know what? Me and Tony were right about Darius. It was just an off year. Like
we were all right about Darius and Evan Mobley, so we kept receipts.
Cole was not right about Darius. Cole
damn,
was
never mind.
not right
that was
about
just me.
Darius.
That was me. That was me.
Yeah. Cole was not right on Darius.
I was ready to ship Darius out of here.
I have seen awards of people looking for Cole after every Darius 130-point game.
I'm like, it's cool.
Brandon Ingram.
It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I was wrong. I'll eat that one.
I was right. I was right about Darius. I never gave up on Darius. A lot of people did, but me, I didn't. I stuck with it because that's what real.
I remember being on Tony Pesta's show, being like, "Hey man, seems like an off year. He lost 20 pounds. It makes sense that he had an off year, but you know that's not what people was rocking with. We got to trade him. All of this. It's nice to see that they're playing well. It's nice to see how good the Cavs are playing. How much of this is just like Kenny Atkinson is that much better than JB Bickerstaff? Because like this is kind of a crazy difference that this team has, and it's not just like they're winning games now. It's like how they're winning and how they look when they're winning just like looks completely different and looks of a team that's much better than they were last year. But then you look at the roster and you're like, the only thing they got was Ty Jerome back from injury.
I'm not going to lie. I feel bad for JB a little bit because it'll be one thing if they looked just like they look kind of better. You know what I'm saying? Like if they were like 9-3 or like 8-4, you probably wouldn't have to talk about JB that much.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's the 5th longest winning streak in NBA history that they're currently on, and they have an opportunity, to push this thing realistically to like 15 games. Like
I heard they about that. Well, what was the team that they coming up on? I think I saw on the little graphic they showed on I'm gonna just call it Fox Sports Ohio because I'm just gonna commit to being old at this point.
FanDuel Sports.
I'm not calling it that. Can't call it that. No, not doing that. The Washington Capitals, the 1949 Washington Capitals. Cats are on your neck. Okay. By the way, I also think that year that the Capitals started 15-0 might have been the last time the Capitals won over 50 games. And that's not a joke. I don't think they've done that shit since the 70s.
You might be right.
Because you know how I know I'm right on this? Bomani Jones is 50, and he says this shit all the time on his show. They have never won 50 games in his lifetime.
Bomani Jones is 50 years old?
He's not young, no.
I think he was like young, but I didn't think he was that old.
Oh, he's 44. Okay.
You see what you be doing? You see what you be doing, bro?
You feel 50. Look, Bomani feel 50.
You see what you be doing, bro?
Don't ever let him find out I said that because he will. But yeah, 44. But still, when's the last time the Capitals have won 50 games? Oh, not the Capitals. Washington.
The Washington? I have absolutely no idea. I have no idea.
I don't think they've won 50 games since being the Wizards. They had Mike and couldn't win 50 games.
But listen to this. Listen to this, though. The Cavs are 12-0. Right? So that's tied for the 5th longest winning streak or undefeated start, I should say. 5th longest undefeated start in NBA history. They're currently tied for 5th. Here's the upcoming schedule. The 2-8 Philadelphia 76ers. The Chicago Bulls again.
Okay.
The Charlotte Hornets. And then they play the Celtics. So we're talking about realistically could stretch this thing all the way to 15 games. And if they stretch it to 15 games, they are tied for the 2nd longest undefeated start in NBA history. If they beat the Celtics, they'll be in sole 2nd place. And then we obviously know who's in 1st.
Now, that is very impressive. I just found out when the last Washington basketball team 50-win season.
You are not letting us go at all. You just tell me. Just tell me what it is.
1969 Cole. Guess who the president was?
I can't even guess off the top of my head. Who was it?
Richard Nixon.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, hold on, wait. Even worse. You know how we call everything Deflate Gate, Watergate scandals, it all goes back to that. Yeah, man, that hadn't even happened yet.
Damn.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. Woodward, Bernstein, none of that shit happened. Was that Nixon's first term in office? Yes, it was his first time. It was his first year in office, dog. He had just took over for Lyndon B. Johnson, who signed the Civil Rights Act into law. Oh my God.
Ooh.
Dog, Jimmy Carter, like 100 years old. He was a young man the last time that the Wizards won.
Cavs breaking segregation streaks. That's crazy.
Hey, I saw some stats out there. I could not believe when they put up that graphic on FS1. On Fox Sports Ohio, and they were like, "Yeah, man, they about to pass the 1948 Capitals," and I was like, "They played organized basketball in 1948."
They did.
Legitimately, did not know that. I thought that thing started in the 60s. I think they was out here doing that after World War II. Like, you telling me it's people who was born in the 1800s hooping professionally?
Yes.
That's crazy. You
used to have 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying?
More than 2 jobs, man. That was like being in a rec league. Like, that ain't even one of your jobs. That's just the shit you do on the weekend, brother. Like, oh my goodness, man. Like, bro, they was hooping when the radio was new. Like, you know how old baseball is, because you're like, yeah, man, this is the first game broadcast on radio.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It's nuts, bro. Legitimately, like, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. The Wizards. Every time you think your fan base has been through it, hey man, Wizards ain't won 50 games since Nixon was uncontroversial. Brother, in 1969, they thought Nixon was gonna pull out of Vietnam. like that. Damn.
Hey, nah. You know what team I need them? You know what team I need them to pass for sure though?
Celtics.
The 1957-1958 Boston Celtics. 14.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing good to say about them. Okay.
Gotta pass that one.
1957 Celtics. Let me look at that roster real quick and see if there's anybody to root for on such team. Let me pull up that picture. Oh, wait, Bill Walton. Oh, not Bill Walton. Bill Russell is on that team. Good Lord, Bill Russell. Hey, in Boston?
That's what I'm saying. We got to push that one down. Got to push that one down.
R.I.P. Bill Russell, man. R.I.P. Bill Russell, because that man sold unseen rivers. Did you hear that story about after Boston won the championship, somebody broke into Bill Russell's house, called him the N-word, and shat on his bed?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure they did more to call him the N-word. Po Bill Russell, man. Po Bill Russell. One of the greatest winners of all time. That's nuts, man. Who else was on that team? Bob Cousy was the fucking coach.
Bob Cousy was the coach?
Yeah, it says coach. Oh no, Red Auerbach, Bob Cousy, 14. My bad. I'm just terrible at reading. All right. But anyways, back to the Cavs. I keep getting sidetracked by prehistoric NBA.
What is wrong with you, dog?
Somebody, Mike C. Rodriguez just said, bro, we just landed on the fucking moon. Oh, shit. They hadn't invented power steering yet, Cole. Could you imagine? Oh shit! Were seatbelts in cars yet? Was that before that, brother? The interstate highway system was 10 years old the last time the fucking Wizards won over 50 games. That shit was new.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
we might have to clip some stuff about talking about the Wizards because this is crazy.
this is nuts. 1969.
Hey, man, we creeping up on 60 years, bro.
This is crazy. Like that. If you were born the season after, dog, what? If you were born the season after the Wizards won 50 games, you would almost be old enough to run for president. That's crazy, dog. Like,
no, we gotta find somebody who covered the Wizards. Because we got to talk about this with somebody.
Dog, they all retired. It was 60 years ago. Who was 20 and still working? You got to be 80. And that's if you got the field super young.
I need to know if they know this. It's like, hey, man, it's almost been like 60
they
years
got to know. They got to know.
Remember
all the streaks we were keenly aware of with the Cleveland Browns?
They gotta know this. They gotta know.
Bruh, they talk about my grandfather has never seen the Wizards win 50 games.
Hey man, that's tough, bro. That's rough. I ain't gonna lie.
Your grandfather ain't never been higher than the 3 seed.
Man, we talking about y'all ain't never won 50, never even touched 50, bro.
That's 50? Crazy. That's crazy.
We seen the Cavs win 60 games multiple times.
Where were the Lakers in 1969? Were they in Los Angeles yet? Like, were they
let me see.
They were in Los Angeles.
Okay.
They were in Los Angeles, They were coached by Lou Bowles. Let's see who on this 69 Laker team, man.
Hey, guess what? Guess how many games?
Wilt Chamberlain, brother, and Elgin Baylor.
You see 55 wins. Oh. Hey, I promise we're gonna talk about the Cavs, y'all, but Jesus.
Oh my God, Jerry West was still playing basketball.
Man, RIP the logo, man. RIP the logo, dog.
Jerry West was like 40 in Showtime. Like, that's crazy.
Hey, man. Hey.
Oh shit, dog.
Shit,
when did the ABL fold? Hold on. Like,
hey, man, Elgin Baylor was born in 1934. So he was 35 this year?
Yeah, he wasn't young.
35.
35 in the 60s. Like,
still won 55 games. Still clear 50 wins, mind you. Still clear 50 wins.
Hey, real men back then, no cryotherapy.
Hey, Elgin Baylor was 35. Well, I guess 34, technically. He was 34.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being able to hoop in 40 is crazy. Like, hey, Kareem wasn't even in the league yet.
Not at all. 34 years old. Still got 22 shooting 40. What did he shoot for the field? Hold on. What did he shoot for shooting 45% for the field at 34, still getting 22. Baller.
That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. Not only was the ABA still running, Cole, it had just started 2 years ago. The last time the fucking Washington team won 50 games.
No, we gotta find somebody who covered the Wizards. We gotta talk. It's like, bro, did you know this? Like, we've learned so much in the last.
Oh my God!
Like the last 10-15 minutes.
What?
Oh man.
Damn. That's actually insane.
Are the Washington Wizards the Cleveland Browns of the NBA?
Nah, man, we don't have no shit like that. Like our shit is we haven't won a championship, but that's not that rare in sports, right? Like the Detroit Lions are like that. Dog, what is the equivalent of winning 50 games in the NFL? Like winning 10 games? Like the Browns have done that 2 times in like the last millennium. 3 times, my bad.
They've done it. Yeah, I'm about to say they've done that 2 times in the last 4 years.
Like, nah, man, we ain't that sorry.
Hold on. What's the winning percentage? So if you did it as a percentage, let me see. If you did it as a percentage, so it'd be what, 50 divided by 82?
It's 600. An 11-win season in the NFL today is 625. So it's like going 10, 11 wins.
Yeah, the Browns have done that. The Browns have done that twice.
Yeah, dog, nobody is that sorry. Like, nobody has had that level of sorry in their league other than the Wizards. like, nah, there's no analog in any other sport. Like,
nah, you know what Mike just said? You see the
yeah, I did. Let me put it on screen.
Put that on screen. Last time the Wizards won 50 games, the Sacramento Kings were known as the Cincinnati Royals. We ain't supposed to be laughing at the Wizards. I promise you we ain't supposed to be laughing at the Wizards. I'm sorry,
They did nothing to us, dog.
I'm sorry. We just didn't know this stuff. We didn't know this stuff at all, bro.
Oh, my God, brother.
Cincinnati still had a team, dog.
That's insane.
That's nuts.
Dog, they when they won 50 games, color TV was new. Like,
that's insane.
Dog,
bro.
They haven't won 50 games since the invention of VCR. Like, you can, the concept of taping a game and watching it back later has entirely missed the 50-win season window for the Wizards.
Oh my God, bro. Bro, do you understand how bad that is? 60 years, dog. 60 years, bro.
That is insane.
Hold on. Go to Ethios 322.
What do you say?
Put it on the screen. Hold on. Only 6 years after the Cuban Missile.
Brother. Martin Luther King died the year before they won 50 games.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's not funny. It's not
That's
funny.
That's not funny at all.
It's not funny, but it is. That's crazy.
Yes. Brother Muhammad Ali was still boxing. Like, who won the MVP in baseball that year? That'll make you feel old.
Hold on.
MVP. In what, 1969?
I'm trying to find out who's the MVP in the NFL. Hold on.
Willie McCovey won the MVP in 1969.
Hold on. Nah.
He beat Frank Robinson.
Roman Gabriel, starting quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams, was the MVP of the NFL in 1969.
Let's see what the Browns did in 1969.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Yeah, the Browns were coached by Blanton Collier at that time, and they went 10-3 and finished first in the NFL, won the Eastern Conference Championship game, and lost to the Cowboys in the NFL Championship. Man. Yes, which means, yes, the Wizards have not won 50 games since the invention of the fucking Super Bowl. Yes. Yes, dude.
Hey, somebody said the Bullets won 54 and 78-79.
That's not what let me see. Wizards seasons. They won 54. Because that's when I Googled it, it said 1969. Let's see here. You said 74?
No. Bullets won 54 in 78,
They
79,
won.
and won 60 in 74, 75.
Okay.
We
Let's
gotta
see.
look this up.
78.
We gotta
Okay.
look this
Yep.
up.
He's right. 78, 79. So Google lied to me. And then what was
Google
the other
lied to
one?
you?
Google lied to me. So they won it in the 70s. One more time.
Okay, cool. Okay. So 74, 75, and then 78, 79.
78, 79. Yeah, 78, 79. They won 54. And then 74, 75. They won 60 as the Bullets.
I'm trying to see. You just go on Basketball Reference to find all this stuff. Hold on.
And then since then, they haven't finished higher than second place in the division. No, they won the division in 2016 with 49 wins. What kind of fucking sorcery is this? Like, that is a crazy number though. From since the 80s, it's not as bad as the 60s. The 60s would have been insane.
Even still, you haven't
Yeah, it's
won
still
50
bad.
games since 79?
It's really bad still. Oh my God. You had 2 7-win seasons. I mean, 2 50-win seasons.
No, you know what's crazy? They actually won a title in 78.
They did?
They won a title. They won the finals in 78.
But they did not win 50 games.
No, they didn't. They were 44. They were 44 and 38. The next year they were 54 and 28, but they lost in the finals. And ever since then, they have never won 50 games in a year in a season.
And you know, in 79, they was like, we'll be back. Right? like
Man, and it just got worse. Like they they were 39 and 43 the year after they lost in the finals, but they lost and then they lost in the first round, and it just kept going from there.
now you have me curious. Do the Wizards have more 50-win seasons than the Clippers?
Probably. Not. I'm gonna say no.
You're gonna say no?
I'm gonna say no.
I don't think so either. Yeah, so the Wizards haven't won 50 wins since 1979. The Hornets, 1998. The Nets haven't done it since 2002. Is that recent? Yeah, it's recent.
Yeah, because you can look like because the the Wizards won 50 games last year.
They did?
Yes. 51-31.
Really? The Wizards?
Yes.
The Wizards did not win 50 games last year.
Yes, they did.
They were in the playoffs?
Yes. They lost in the first round.
I don't remember that at all, Cole. This feels like a parallel universe.
No. The 2023-2024 Los Angeles Clippers.
Oh, the Clippers. I thought you was talking about the Wizards.
No, I said the Clippers just won 50 games last year. That's what I was saying. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, there's no way they have more 51. I thought
you was telling me that Jordan Poole won 50 fucking games with the Wizards, and I was like, no, he didn't.
No. I'm saying the Clippers, dog.
The Clippers. Yeah, the Clippers. That makes sense. Hey, by the way, Wizards this year 2-7, only wins against Atlanta.
I mean, that's your home state team right now.
Hey, look, I'm glad they stink because every time I watch the Cavs play them, and I pay good money to go down there to watch them play, fucking Hawks beat the shit out the Cavs. Okay, like I want to get my win. Okay,
it sounds like
I root on their downfall. Huh?
It sounds like you need to stop going to the games.
Hey, bro, I did. I didn't go last time, and they still lost. I tested that theory out. Don't you worry. Like, I thought to myself after the last loss, maybe I'm the problem here. Like,
Yosh 322 said the Wizards got 5. Hey, man, the Clippers got 5. The Clippers got 5 in a 5-year stretch. from the 2012 to 2017, they was winning 50 games every year. That's the Lob City Clippers. The Lob City Clippers, yeah.
Which comes to show you how easy it is to win 50 games in the NBA. Like in the modern NBA. Like that's kind of crazy the Wizards have not done it. And like that, I don't think they're gonna do it anytime soon.
Oh, the Clippers just barely the Clippers just barely beat the Wizards. Just barely beat the Wizards. Yeah, I'm counting 6 50-win seasons.
They've won 50 wins since they lost Chris Paul.
Yeah, last year.
Really?
Yes.
Well, the one year they would have definitely done it was the pandemic with Kawhi.
No.
Well, the season was shortened.
Season was shortened, yeah, because they had 47, so they would have done it.
They would have got to 50 wins because they were the 2 seed in the West. No way you're gonna be a 2 seed without 50 wins.
Yeah, they would have got it that year. But yeah, only six 50-win seasons.
When did they get established?
1971. Hey man, I wonder how many 50 wins.
Hey man, the fucking Capitals have been around since the 40s, dog. Like,
I wonder how many 50-win seasons the Cleveland Cavaliers have. Now I'm thinking about it.
Oh, probably a ton. Because what? 5 years with LeBron, and in the next 4 years, what did they get? 50 wins in his last season?
I think so. Maybe not though, because that 2018 year was a weird year.
They were the 4 seed though.
So I see 1.
And then they have the Mark Price years. Yeah, the Cavs have a ton of 50-win seasons. This shouldn't be hard to figure out. Let me go on Basketball Reference and just sort by win total.
Yeah, because I see 1, 2, 3,
1, 2, 3, 4,
5,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. 12 50-win seasons.
Yeah, I got 12. They'll probably win 50. They're probably going to win 50 this year, so we're probably looking at 13.
Yeah. Nah. Having LeBron helps because 1, 2, 3.
It's not
4, 5.
This not gonna be fair. This not gonna be fair.
6,
I'm looking at the Lakers.
7,
I'm looking
8.
at the Lakers right now.
All right.
Holy shit.
Yeah. All right. Let's.
Hold on. Holy shit.
Yeah, they probably got 11, a pretty big
12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Hold on. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 33, 50-win seasons. Holy shit.
It's easy when you cheat. And how many in the last 10 years?
How many in the last 10 years? Let's see.
Well, 10 years might be good for y'all.
How many
I don't know, actually.
10 years. Because from 2015, no, because this is after the Kobe years. So.
It is the Earl Clark.
Shit, man.
Maybe once?
Only one. The year they won the
Cavs
finals.
better than the Lakers.
Nah, I still got a title in there, Pimp.
Hey, still got a title in the last 10 years. What you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
What you talking about?
That's true.
The most impressive title in NBA history.
Yeah, like, you got it. You got that one. Yeah. You got that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how many times we've been to the conference finals?
Oh, yeah. Y'all still got some LeBron years in there.
Yeah, what y'all doing with the LeBron years?
Same thing the Cavs did.
No, not the same thing. We went to the finals. What are you talking about, Cole?
we went to the finals too. We won a title.
We went to the finals every year with LeBron.
Okay, how many titles we got?
Y'all went to the play-in every year with LeBron.
How many titles do we have? How many titles do we have?
Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't act like conference championships don't matter. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't act like getting eliminated in the first round in the NBA Finals is the same thing. Don't do that.
Hey,
don't do that.
How many titles did you win?
How many times did you get to the NBA Finals with the greatest player in our generation?
Let me say this: 1 for 1 is a lot better than 1 for 4.
No, it's not. Okay, no, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, if you only make it to the podium one time, that's not good, right? But if you get 4 shots at it, that means you got to the championship game 4 times. Wait, are you out here encouraging losing?
Listen, that's what I'm saying.
Like, are you out here like, nah, actually underperforming is better than getting to the finals and losing? Yes. Like,
I'm not encouraging losing at all. We get to the finals, we win.
You get to the finals once with LeBron and Anthony Davis, by the way.
1 for 1.
Once with LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Like I said, we 1 for 1
in a pandemic season where they didn't even play in Los Angeles.
That's fine.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. You try to pull that one is more legitimate.
Like,
you know that Laker run does not compare to his Cavs run, Cole.
Listen, I didn't say it was more legitimate. You the one who tried to act like it's illegitimate. It's not.
It is.
But it's cool. It's not at all.
It's a half a ring.
I guess.
It's an epilogue ring. It's like, hey, what if Jordan got to the finals at Wizards? We wouldn't remember it. Maybe we would because they would have won 50 games. But like,
listen, I remember it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, sure, Cole. I know you remember it. But we all know that's half a ring. Okay. Curtis. Is Curtis still here? Yes, Curtis. You said you wanted to talk about the Texans.
For a little bit.
What's on your mind?
Can we be honest about the Texans this year and that they're more fraudulent than actually legitimate? Because I'm watching that Lions game and they were up. It was going well. CJ was cooking. The crowd was lit. It was looking like a good time. Then the second half happened. And then CJ, I don't know what happened. He just started making some errant throws. The defense started to fall apart. And the biggest question that I have, after watching that game, hey, man, Bobby Slowick might actually be gone after this year because their offense is so inconsistent to me. It's like watching them play. It's like the sequencing seems off. The running game is sometimes he would go to it, then he would abandon it. The offensive line stinks, no question. But I think a lot of people jumped the gun on the Texans this year, thinking that they were going to be Super Bowl contenders this year, but in reality, they're not. So I have to ask the question, am I wrong for saying that the Texans are frauds and they're more close to a first-round exit than people realize?
I've been saying this all season. They have had 3 questionable games back to back to back. They only beat the Colts by 3. They lost to the Jets the week before this, and then they lost to the Lions when Jared Goff throws 5 interceptions. Hey, man, you're not supposed to lose to a team that throws 5 interceptions when you got a franchise quarterback. Like, Cole, what you think about losing to a team that throws that many interceptions on national TV?
Y'all remember how I felt when the Browns lost, when Lamar threw 4 picks and won that game?
What year was that, man?
2021. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? I felt the exact same way. I was like, I cannot fucking believe they let Jared Goff throw 5 interceptions.
Hey, and that's the thing, man. Jared Goff, you let Jared Goff get away with that? Like, it's one thing when it's Lamar Jackson and we got Baker Mayfield. It's like, okay, yeah, I guess that happens. But letting Jared Goff slide with the 5 picks is kind of crazy when you got CJ Stroud.
They were chanting that man's name. It was despicable. behavior.
They were chanting C.J. Stroud's name or Jared Goff?
Jared Goff began that chant. I'm like, where is your shame chanting the name of such a Jared Goff?
Hey,
now,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not
Keep
gonna
it
lie.
hooping.
He been good this year, and if you come back and you win a game after you throw 5 picks, listen, man. What can I say? What can I say?
What did you say about Baker?
hey, we didn't win that game now, dude.
If you would have, he lost. He came back the next week and won.
But he didn't win that week. That's all I'm saying, man. As long as you win the game, it is what it is, I guess.
Here's the thing that makes it even more.
Was a Sunday night game for Baker when Lamar had 4 picks. It was a Sunday night game, and America saw that. That was even worse.
It was a Sunday night game. America saw it, and the Browns only lost by 6. It was a 10-16 game. That's despicable. That's despicable. Absolutely despicable.
And then Baker fumbled the ball on the screen pass. That would have been a touchdown.
Oh yeah, that's what he did in that game.
Yep.
Lamar threw 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. Like he arguably had inarguably had a worse game than Baker Mayfield that week. Well, yeah, man. I've been saying this a long time about the Texans. Hey, that's a lot of expectation. That's a lot of hope on a really, really young team. Like, I like the coach, but he's 1 year into it, right? Like CJ Stroud, he's in his 2nd year. This is a lot of expectations to put on a team this young. And usually that ends in disappointment. Now, I want to kind of add to something you said while we're talking about the vibes not being great for the Texans, despite the record being strong. Anybody else feel like the Chiefs kind of feel like last year's Eagles?
No.
You
don't feel like that?
No.
Where the Eagles were like 10-1.
It's just it's because of the fact if you watch the Eagles last year, whenever they won, it was like, hey man, something feels like off about that team. Because
you don't feel like there's something off when you watch Kansas City this year?
No. I mean, the Eagles were winning games last year based off of their talent alone. The coaching wasn't up to snuff. But the Chiefs this year, it's a combination of both talent and coaching. That's what I feel like it is. It's just if you watch the Chiefs closely, I mean, yeah, the offense isn't like as explosive as it once was, but they're finding ways to be, I wouldn't say creative, but to move the ball down the field consistently. It's just when you watch the Eagles from last year and you try to compare them to this year's Chiefs, I'm like, it's more of a disconnect. Like, it's my observation, but I feel like that's an unfair comparison, though.
They beat the Raiders by a score. Mm-hmm. They went to overtime with the 4-6 Buccaneers a couple weeks ago. And they barely beat Bo Nix. They needed a prayer to beat Bo Nix this week. How are we not looking like this? To me is like, yeah, man, they're kind of just bullshitting their way through this season. This don't look like good football. Like, I do not watch the Kansas. And look, I am the first one to be like, that's Pat Mahomes. And I think that's the main reason people ain't going to really see what's going on here. But come on, man. Like, they are playing close games every week to teams that they should not be playing close games with. This feel like Miami. This feel like, what's it called? The Philadelphia Eagles last year. I'm like, I don't know. They seem like they've been cruising for a bruising all season. Like, it seems like this is the year that they got. And also, they're going for a three-peat this year.
It's difficult.
Nobody's ever done that.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult for them to do it.
Yeah, and they're not good enough to three-peat this year. They're not. They gave up 24 points to the Bucs without any of their wide receivers.
Yeah.
Like, this defense is not as good as it was last year. And this offense, it ain't hitting.
I'm gonna be real with you, Q.
I know it's Pat. Yeah.
But they just keep on chugging along, man.
See, look, teams like this keep chugging along until they don't, though. Because I remember we were like, oh yeah, Georgia keeps chugging along. Georgia lost, and all of a sudden the fucking bottom falls off of that thing, right? Like same thing happened with Philly. They keep winning, right? Remember, people were talking to me, well, you can't say this about them. They have a good win-loss record, right? But wasn't it obvious when you watch it? Like, they don't look undefeated to me. Like, this does not feel like an unbeatable team. We know what the Chiefs feel like when they look like the Chiefs. This does not look like the Chiefs. The record does, but Travis Kelce hasn't been as effective. Pat Mahomes hasn't been as effective. That's the main 1-2 punch of this team. Defensively, they're solid, but they're not like last year's team where they were one of the best defenses in the league or the best defense in the league. To me, this is a Chiefs team. I'm like, I don't know. Like, even their point differential is much different than it was the year prior.
Yeah, man, I just gotta see them lose. I gotta see them lose, man.
They play the Bills this week, so they ain't losing, and they gonna play the Panthers, then the Raiders. Maybe they lose to the Chargers. Well, I don't know. The Raiders get them. The Raiders do get them more often than not. So it could be the Raiders.
Division games are always weird, no matter who the team is. It's always weird.
Nah, it's not true with the AFC East. Not when Brady was there. Those games were never weird. Okay.
Yeah. He's the GOAT, though. So it is.
Yeah. The Chargers might be interested. Then they play the Browns and they play the Texans. Like, I don't know. I don't trust them, and I'm usually inclined to trust Pat Mahomes, and I'm usually inclined to trust the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't trust this team this year. I'm like, I think they're going to come. They feel like that year the Steelers went 12-0, where I'm like, all right, like this going to end soon.
Hey, no, don't they play the Steelers?
Yeah.
Yep.
On Netflix.
On Christmas.
That's going to be a funny game.
It'll be an unserious game. Unserious game at that.
Hey, man, I hate to break it to you, Curtis, but the Steelers are not unserious this year.
They're not.
They are very not unserious this year.
I didn't say they were unserious. I'm saying that game might be unserious.
I am not betting on it. I've been waiting for this whole Russ unserious thing to drop. I'm done waiting on it. I'm like, it's just not happening this year. Like, Russ a different person this year. I would just let that be. But yeah, it's Kansas City to me. I don't know. I get the vibe that they are definitely not as good as that record is. And like, I'm not one of these people that hate Kansas City, because I know it's a lot of y'all in here that be like just wanting to see Kansas City's downfall because they're great. No, I like Pat Mahomes. Like, I want him to be successful, as long as it doesn't interfere with my team's success. It's just hey man, I watch that team. I'm like, this ain't like them other two. Like, this ain't it. Like, this ain't it at all. Like, did you watch that game versus the Broncos?
I did watch it.
Any game where Cole has the confidence to text me about apologizing to Bo Nix indicates to me that is not a top tier defense. Like, straight up.
Hey, are we ever gonna talk about this rookie quarterback class, or we not gonna talk about it yet?
Well, Bo Nix, let's give it a couple weeks. Let's give it a couple
more weeks before we talk about it.
Yeah, let's give it a couple more weeks. Because right now people saying Caleb Williams is not better than Bo Nix, and I'm like, all right, man, like this is super reactionary. This is super reactionary. This reminds me of when Baker Mayfield was the best quarterback in the 2018 draft class for like a couple weeks. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember how good that felt for like 2 weeks? Mm-hmm. And then they played the Steelers, and then Lamar started. But then we were like, hey, he's still number 2. He's still better than Josh Allen. And then 2020 happened.
Hey, man.
Hey, shit changes. Yeah.
It is what it is. It changed fast, don't it?
Yeah. So Bo Nix might be the best quarterback in this draft class now, but they ain't got shit to do with nothing. Well, what was it? The 2020 class, for a while, people thought like Justin Herbert and Tua might be better than Joe Burrow, and then Joe Burrow came back from injury and played. Mm-hmm. And then that ended very quickly. Yeah, I still trust that Caleb Williams gonna figure it out. I know Curtis says that the offensive coordinator for Chicago is a terrorist. Maybe that's the problem there. But
I ain't say that. I say he was comment, but I say
you definitely call him a terrorist. What are you talking about?
You absolutely called him that. What you doing, bro?
What you talking about? You
but
tweeted this. Why are you copping, please? The government knows. Okay, like,
and he got fired today. So like, what are we talking about, bro?
Rejoice, but you got to put it out there like that. You know,
man, you was literally right, Curtis. What are we doing?
I was right. I was right. I told him about it. I literally told him about it. And I literally tweeted out, it will only get worse before it gets better. And then last week, when they struggled, I'm like, yeah, he's gone. And people were asking me, like, how did you go through this? I'm like, I don't know. It was just Geno Smith. And when Jackson gave that answer, I think it was during the Super Bowl, like when they had the little, press thing or something, he gave a little answer like a not really endorsing answer. I'm like, yeah, he knows because he knows offense was trash. And now Bears fans have found out the hard way. But I don't think their offense is going to get fixed. But that team has a lot of issues, but we aren't going to get into that.
Let's talk about Russell Wilson, man. The reason I call this a lit Saturday run is if you look at the game and the stats associated with the game, it's really he made 2 deep threes at the right time. And that was the difference between hooping and not hooping. And now he hooped. Is the secret to Russell Wilson's success just having somebody like George Pickens? Is that the secret to a lot of quarterback success?
Yes, literally. He did the same thing with Courtland Sutton the year before.
Yeah, but it was not this good.
I
had somebody get mad at me because I'm like, yeah, maybe the secret is just having an elite wide receiver like George Pickens who could go up and get it. And they were like, you don't think Courtland Sutton's elite? And I'm like, no, Courtland Sutton's not elite. Look at the shit that George Pickens be doing out there.
I mean, it's effectively the same thing. It's a better version because George is better than Courtland, but it's effectively the same thing he was doing.
Brother, he threw a deep touchdown pass to Mike Williams. And that's when I was like,
can I talk about that play? I have never been more angry watching a team I did not care about than I was in that moment. Because St. Juice didn't even try to stop Mike Williams.
Hey, you know what that reminded me of? The last time I saw Mike Williams play against the Cleveland Browns. You remember that? Like, don't nobody find busted coverage holes like fucking Mike Williams.
He ran right past him because St. Juice didn't try to put his hands. Nothing, bro. Mm-hmm. I couldn't believe it when I was watching it. I was like, man, that's the easiest touchdown Russell probably through his whole career.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about our get away with it all-stars. For this week, we have 2 that are coming into the VIP area and 1 team that's getting kicked out. Miami University, peace out, brother. Y'all ought to get away with it. Y'all finally stop getting away with it. Okay. Cam Ward, you stopped getting away. Like, that was the most you're not getting away with this anymore game I've ever seen, because it wasn't just Miami not getting away with the bullshit. It was fully Cam Ward, like, not getting away with doing all the Cam Ward shit anymore, right? The pumping the ball, the running around. You know, the game ended on him fumbling on a play like that. And then they scored a touchdown but got called back because of hold. I'm like, yeah, y'all finally stopped getting away with it. They got you. So Miami, we'll see if they get back into the playoff conversation. They seem like a team that's going to drop 2 games once they drop 1. You know, like some teams don't bounce back well. So say hello to Clemson or SMU. I would like SMU back in the college football playoff conversation. That'd be fun. New uniform in there, right?
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Imagine SMU get a bye. Hey, right now Indiana can get a bye legitimately. Like, if they beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten, they might be like number 2 in the country after that. They might be number 1. They're number 5 right now.
Indiana's number 5?
Yes.
Good for them.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're number 5.
Let me see.
Yeah, Indiana football ranked number 5 right now.
Let's see
Now
the
the college
rankings.
football rankings come out tonight, so this is the AP poll. Yeah, number 5 in the country.
Man.
And they got they got Ohio State. After that, they got Purdue. Y'all done seen how Dookie Purdue is this year. Woo, they stink. Like, Ohio State put what, 40 on them? 42 nothing? Yeah, that was disgusting. Purdue should get kicked out the Big Ten for that. Yeah, big noon Saturday, Cole. Indiana versus Ohio State. So Miami got kicked out. The other get away with it all-star, we talked about the Kansas City Chiefs. They keep getting away with it. How they won this last game, just magnificent bullshit. Just like magnificent bullshit. I'm not gonna lie, I was thankful for it because too many people text me, oh, what about Bo Nix? They had 14 fucking points. Have some shame. Okay. Have some shame if you texted anybody about Bo Nix apologies during that game. Have some fucking shame. Okay.
Hey, you so lucky Kansas City pulled that out because I was gonna get on here and just start talking about
because you was about to be coming on here talking hot shit about 17 points of offense.
I was like, hey man, look at Bo getting it done. Bo getting it done.
He would have put together a good Deshaun Watson game, and you out here bragging about it. Like,
hey man, I'm gonna be real with you. Deshaun ain't put together a good Bo Nix game.
Hey man, Bo Nix ain't put a game like Jameis has. Like,
just let you know where the Cleveland Browns are. Right?
Not the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson. Okay, let's be very clear about that. The Browns got some good players. They could bounce back. It's Deshaun that's over with. Like, that is the part of the team. I'm like, yeah, man, it's cooked for him. So those, yeah. And Jared Goff, 5 interceptions, still with it. That's our getaway with the all-star of the week.
Man, he might be the getaway with it all-star of the year for that one.
Riding dirty. That's crazy.
5 picks still win the game. Hey, I gotta respect it. Respect it.
Hey, look, people talk about he can't be MVP after that. Hey, Lamar almost won an MVP. Like, after a game like that.
Oh man. Hey
man, they'll try to take.
We ever talk about how everybody try to give somebody the MVP?
Hey, everybody try to take this MVP away from Lamar Jackson. And it's just like inexcusable. Like,
every time they try to do it, because they did it with Baker, and then the Ravens smacked the Bucks.
They did that shit with Baker, and all of a sudden the fucking Buccaneers are 4-6. Like I haven't heard anything about the Browns should have kept Baker Mayfield or Joe Flacco in quite a while. That shit was hot though at the beginning of the season. Everybody was telling me about that. Now it's like, well, like, I ain't heard nothing about Joe Flacco this week.
Ooh.
Started that shit throwing a pick 6. I was like, yeah, there it is. Like, and then came back on the next drive and threw an interception. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
People like, oh, Jameis, we should have kept Joe Flacco. This is the same shit. Like, it's the same shit, dog.
Literally. Same thing.
The Browns weren't beating the Chargers with Joe Flacco at quarterback, with Baker Mayfield at quarterback, with Deshaun Watson at quarterback, and then we saw them not beat them with Jameis Winston at quarterback. The Chargers were simply better than us defensively than we were offensively. That is the simple solution to that whole thing. We need Lamar Jackson to beat the motherfuckers. Like, but yeah, I don't know why everybody's trying to. Well, I know why everybody's trying to take this MVP away from Lamar Jackson, right? It's the playoff losses. It's the fact that people still aren't convinced that he's a good quarterback, despite the fact that he has won a Heisman Trophy at the quarterback position and 2 MVPs. Curtis, if you could be so kind as to look up how many people have won multiple MVPs and a Heisman Trophy at the quarterback position. I don't think that list is long. Cam only won the MVP once.
So,
And I think that's the most recent Heisman Trophy winner MVP, right? Other than Lamar.
Yeah, I think so.
What did Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow ain't won the MVP. Pat Mahomes never won a Heisman.
Did Peyton Manning? Peyton
Manning never won a Heisman.
He never won a Heisman.
We know Tom Brady ain't win no damn Heisman. Drew Brees ain't win no Heisman.
It'd probably be a running back somewhere.
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, you probably talking about going back to when they was wearing tearaway jerseys.
Yeah, we're talking about probably a running back at some point who probably won the Heisman and multiple MVPs. Let me see.
I pulled up the list on my phone. Marcus Allen and Roger Staubach are the only two people that come to mind when it comes to winning multiple.
Did you just
MVPs.
say Roger Staubach?
Yeah, Roger Staubach. Roger Staubach and Marcus Allen are the two people that won multiple MVPs as well as winning the Heisman as well. So those two.
So Lamar, Roger Staubach.
I'm gonna say Staubach. You same thing.
Staubach. Well, no, I don't know if it's Staubach or Staubach.
Staubach. They got back. Yeah. Okay.
I have no idea. Flacco lost to a Bills team without Keon Coleman and Amari Cooper. Not just lost, they got their ass beat.
Oh man, I'm just so glad we could stop talking about that, man.
Yeah, man. We need to stop acting like there was like an obvious solution for the Browns at quarterback where we would just be like fantastic. The truth is that Deshaun Watson was their Hail Mary. It did not work out, and now we got to take another dive into the quarterback. Will. That's it. That's all it is. Baker was never the answer. Joe Flacco was most certainly the answer. And I don't care what Jameis Winston does down the stretch. He ain't the answer either. He's temporary at best. You got to go in this draft and get somebody. Speaking of the draft, Cole, look, I'm transitioning smooth today.
Look at you.
I'm on my point guard. I'm on my Ty Jerome, the big three in college football when it comes to quarterback. We talked about Cam Ward. I got to see Cam Ward in person. It definitely changed. It not changed my opinion, but solidified where I am with Cam Ward after watching him in person. Jalen Milroe, who I hope they make the SEC championship game, and I hope it's against somebody who got like one of them stanky fan bases. Like who else? What was it like? Texas A&M going to pack the Georgia Dome if they make it. Like I hope it's like a team that don't appreciate making it. Like LSU or something like that, right? Like so them tickets can be nice and cheap, so I can go and see Jalen Milroe. Or Georgia, like a down year Georgia. Yeah, that's who I got to root for. Down year Georgia to make the SEC championship game so I can see him in person. I could go to Tuscaloosa, but like I don't want to do that.
Just straight up don't want to go?
Yo, I live in Atlanta, not Georgia. Like, I ain't trying to take the train to Tuscaloosa. Like, what are you?
Is it really a train? Is there really a train?
It's a train that goes straight to Tuscaloosa. Yeah, it can take you all the way to New Orleans. You stay on long enough.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's the South for you. But yeah, you get to Tuscaloosa pretty easily, and Birmingham. Now Birmingham, I will say, best city in Alabama. If you're gonna go somewhere in Alabama, go to Birmingham. I've been to Mobile. I've been to Jacksonville. Hey, Birmingham's the best place to go. It's an actual city in there. But anyways, I want to see Jalen Milroe in person. Obviously, Shedeur Sanders. I've seen him in person actually twice, but that was when he was at Jackson State. So I want to get eyes on all three of these quarterbacks because I think it's going to be an important year. I think there's also a conversation to have about like the next couple of quarterback draft classes. And I know people are used to saying this one's not that great. It's not insert 2018 or 2020, but this is not a bad quarterback draft class. It's not a great one. It's not an amazing one, but it's not a bad one. I think next year is going to be a bad one. Because like, You think about the quarterbacks in that 2026 draft class, and it's a bunch of dudes you ain't excited to draft this year.
It's really just Arch.
And we know nothing about Arch Manning.
Like, it's really just him.
We know nothing. We see like 4 years of Shedeur Sanders, and we're like, I don't know. But like Arch, we're like, yeah, let's do it. We don't even know if he's good. What if he go out there in Texas is like 8-4? It's a very real possibility.
You're right.
And then what if Arch Manning is not good? And even if Arch Manning's good, it's like he's not in the. He's the first pick of the draft because he's a Manning. Who else is in that class? I'll tell you right now, I would rather draft Cam Ward or Jalen Milroe over Drew Aller. Okay. Like, easily, I would take Curtis Work over them. Like,
you don't want what's the quarterback's name? Oh, his name
Nussmeier.
Nussmeier. You don't want Nussmeier?
No, don't want no damn Nussmeier.
Hey, man, you know, people are.
Do you want Nussmeier?
Absolutely not.
No, Nussmeier.
Just ask questions. I'm just asking questions, man.
Man, I don't even think the people at LSU you want Nussmeier the way they be talking about him. You ever talk to an LSU fan about Nussmeier? Like,
I've never ever talked to an LSU fan about Nussmeier.
Yeah, man, they don't like him. Okay.
Never even thought about talking to an LSU fan about Nussmeier at all.
I've never seen a quarterback that the fan base did not like end up being a franchise guy. Like,
CJ Stroud?
No, Ohio State fans love CJ Stroud.
Hey, there were moments where I don't believe that was true.
Nah, we're talking about like you ask a general Ohio State fan, what's the problem with the team? They're not like CJ Stroud.
Know what the problem with the team is. I'm not gonna get into it because I want to read about that. We're not gonna get into it. We know what the problem is.
CJ Stroud almost beat Georgia in Georgia. Okay.
Hey man, I'm not one of them crazy Buckeye fans that was on him for whatever reason. I was like, hey man, this is the best quarterback we gonna have for a while. Long ass time, dog.
Yeah, and also the thing is with the internet, you will find whatever straw man exists.
Mm-hmm.
like you will find somebody dumb enough to say it. Like whatever you're like, hey man, I need somebody to say this to make this point. Somebody gonna be stupid enough to say it on the internet, right? That year Georgia went undefeated, like they called it 7-5 because they found the one idiot on the internet that said that Georgia would go 7-5, right? Like you're always going to find the one dude to dunk on that said the dumb thing that you want them to not want them to say, but that you want to argue against, right? Like you can find anybody to say something. Like what's something with the Browns where it's like it's stupid that people say it, but like it's not something people say in mass. The Myles Garrett thing isn't there because like people on the radio suggest that dumb shit, right? Like actual accredited people suggest that stupid shit every year. But like, well, we'll have to circle back to this because the Browns aren't good enough for these takes to be circulating like this.
Yeah, all it takes about the Browns are pretty fair.
Except for the trade Miles stuff. The trade Miles stuff is always stupid.
Yeah, that's always stupid. Everything else, pretty fair.
Let's get to some super chats real quick. Oh, Deshaun ain't the problem. It's the offensive line. See, I be hearing people say that shit that don't just be like on the internet. Like I think that's a very easy place that people can fall into, because it's a real simple fix. But like we all know the problem with the offensive line. Like they're number 11 in efficiency the last 2 weeks with Jameis Winston pass block efficiency. They were 29th with Deshaun Watson when he was out there.
Yeah, man.
And keep in mind, Cole, the sample that we're pulling from Jameis Winston is 2 weeks in which they played the teams that are both in the top 5 in sacks in the NFL right now. Baltimore and the Chargers.
it's a funny thing about that Chargers game is like you watch it. If it wasn't for those 2 blown covers touchdowns, that's a much different game. Much different game. I still feel like they were lose.
I was say
they were still gonna lose because Jameis threw 3.
We would have just been less mad about it. Yeah.
It's like, oh, we hung in.
Deshaun working on that rush. See, there was a time when that was an appropriate opinion to have. It's just not happening right now. Like, this shit ain't Russ while he ass. And we'll circle back to this whole conversation. Curtis, can you bring up some super chats?
Sure can. All right. The first one's from Ray Rags. The crazy thing to me is DG seems to be the team's closer, not D Mitch.
He is.
I think it'll fluctuate.
Through 12 games and through this win streak, DG has absolutely been the closer. Like in the fourth quarter when they need buckets, he is the one getting the buckets.
I think that makes sense. I think it'll fluctuate too. Like if DG's hot, it'll be DG. If Donovan Mitchell, if it's a game where it makes more sense to get it to him, like this is the value of having 2 guys who can close. It doesn't always have to be one of them.
All right, second super chat. They are when asking about what's different about the Cavs this year, they are a better team offensively with them being basically the same. Defensively, that says something about JB when it's the same roster.
That he need an offensive coordinator. That's what we want to do to JB.
He needed his Ben Johnson. That's all JB needed.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, the Detroit Pistons are far. Like, they would just like to get to where they need to defensively before they worry about any of that. But I do think JB is just a better coach for a different period of time for a team than what Bickerstaff is providing. Not Bickerstaff, what Atkinson is providing right now.
Yeah, I think Jay is the guy that you turn around. I think it's a good hire for the Pistons because he's gonna turn. I think he's gonna eventually turn that team around, and they're gonna be a good team. If you win, you turn to the playoffs. I just don't think that Jay is the guy for you. Also, it's off a lot. He really does.
And so you're saying JB Bickerstaff about to be the play-by-play man next to Mike Breen soon? You called him. He about to be hand down, man down in a couple of years.
I don't know if he got that much personality.
Hey, man, you ever see him yell at them refs?
Yeah, but he wouldn't be yelling at refs though. He'd be talking to America.
Yeah, yelling at the refs through America. That's what he'd be doing.
Man, he be on the refs, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody who talks that much to the referees is not going to be bad at. It's going to be bad at play-by-play. Like, he got something to say. Every play, he got something to say. Right? Like,
I ain't never once seen JB smile standing on that side.
No, I've seen him smile facetiously. Like he said it with the all right. Oh, so that's how y'all want to do it. Like,
that is an angry man.
He be looking like fucking Ice Cube out there. Like,
oh man.
All right, next super chat by Ray Rags, and just think that the Wizards definitely had a more talented team 2 to 3 times they played the Cavs in the playoffs from 05 and 07, got beat by basically one dude who was barely 21.
Yeah, but that one dude was LeBron James. That changes the math dramatically.
It's facts. I see that those Wizards teams were definitely more talented than those Cavs teams. It just didn't matter. They ain't have, bro.
And I would argue if they were actually more talented than Cavs teams, because were they if you take LeBron off of those teams, and you take Gilbert Arenas off that team, the Wizards have the more appealing supporting cast. But LeBron James is more talented than the entire fucking 07 Wizards combined.
Yeah. And sometimes, a lot of times, in playoff series in the NBA, it just comes down to who has the best player in the series.
In LeBron.
Like, you can absolutely have a better team, but if they got a best
Calling
player,
LeBron a 21-year-old is like, yeah, man, they had this dude named Luau Cinder. You mean Kareem? like, what are you talking about, some dude? Yeah. Yeah, they had this rookie out of fucking UNC. Oh, you mean fucking Jordan? They got beat by a third year. It's like going up Larry Bird, a third year player, put up 60 on them in the playoffs. They must not be that good. Oh, you mean Michael fucking Jordan? Yeah.
They was calling him Black Jesus, dog. That's you can imagine that? Other grown men calling you Black Jesus. Oh, man.
Nah, it's kind of crazy. It was called Mike Black Jesus.
Hey, man, that's crazy. But when you watch him get 60 and wasn't nothing you could do about it, I can't.
Hey, you know how good Clyde Drexler is? And you know how good you got to be to take being called Clyde Drexler a fucking insult?
Man, that's just what Mike did to dudes, bro. He did that to him and Reggie Miller. He did to a lot of dudes, bro.
Reggie Miller doesn't even deserve to be in this conversation. Oh my God.
Listen, man, look at how we talk about well, I ain't gonna say him, but look how we talk about Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing and all these dudes who are legitimately like some of the best NBA players ever. Look at how we talk about them because of Mike.
Oh, I know who you was about to say. Yeah. We don't talk about him for a reason.
Yeah. we don't talk about him for multiple reasons, but we gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah, we gonna leave that one alone. But yeah, Gary Payton.
Gary got his later. You know what I'm saying? He got his ring later.
Yeah, Gary got his later on the Heat.
He made sure he still got his, though. He made sure he still got his.
Nah, man. Gary Payton was on that Last Dance documentary. Like, yeah, I put down Mike. I shut him down. I did my thing on Mike. You know, and Mike was like, I got 25. like the glove. like that's how good Mike is. Everybody else, when they say the glove, they say that shit with some reverence, right? Some respect. The glove. Mike be like, oh, the glove. Like that's that motherfucker y'all call a glove. Okay, yeah. Let me do something with that.
Man,
you know how good you gotta be to look at Scottie Pippen and be like, I carried you.
And he did. Yeah, he did.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He absolutely did carry him, but that's because he's fucking Michael Jordan. But yeah, man, back to the point of the super chat. Hey, we just can't be out here calling LeBron a 21-year-old. like that could easily, if you just say that whole sentence, the Wizards got outplayed by a 21-year-old LeBron James. Nobody's like, yeah, that's kind of crazy that happened to the Wizards. Like everybody's like, oh, 21-year-old LeBron James? Could you fucking imagine?
Bron, when he can still,
you see what 41-year-old Bron doing? Yeah,
Bron, when he can still run fast and jump high. That
Bron, when he could jump from the fucking free throw line at 280 pounds. Yeah, I would imagine he did some work to Deshaun Stevenson and Gilbert Arenas.
Karan Butler. Who else they had on that team?
Antoine Jameson. Like, come on.
Deshaun Stevenson.
Brendan Hayward. Yeah, of course he had nothing to. Of course he wasn't doing shit to LeBron. He Brendan Hayward. That's LeBron.
Hey, man. That Wizards team was good, though, dog. That Wizards team was good. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
That team was good.
Bron was gooder. Okay.
Is that the best Wizards team of our lifetime?
They had the John Wall years.
The John Wall, Bradley Beal. You think they was up there? They was better.
They almost got the 50 in 2016, right?
Hey, hearing John Wall talk about that series of them and the Cavs is so funny.
Oh, they played the Cavs in the series, didn't they? I forgot about that. I guess they weren't as good as those other Wizards teams because I remember the other series against the Wizards. I don't remember them playing. John Wall. It was such an easy sweep. You hear Paul George and was it DeMar DeRozan? They was on Paul George's podcast, and DeMar was like, "Yeah, man, he got me up out of there." He was like, "Oh yeah, that was the same year he got me up out of there too, man. We both got sent to the West after that."
Man,
it was like commiserated on the like LeBron beating him, and then you get Jeff Teague, and Jeff Teague like, "Yeah, I pushed him on purpose." We was about to get swept. He got 40. Our fucking fans cheering for him and shit. I'm like, fuck this shit, man. Like,
Jeff Teague is the best NBA storyteller of all time. Already the best storyteller of all time.
Yeah, Jeff Teague and Amon Shumpert put him on a fucking documentary. Like, Amon Shumpert is gonna have a crazy long feature in that LeBron James documentary because he be telling stories that he wasn't even there for, dog. I seen Amon Shumpert tell a story about what LeBron did versus the fucking Spurs. like he wasn't there. He wasn't there for any of those series. Like, why is he telling this story? And I'm just sitting there like, yeah. I mean, that's a great way to tell it. Like,
no, Amon had the best Kobe story of all time, dog. I'm sorry. Now, what you want?
What you want?
Oh man, that was funny. Yeah.
So, young documentarians, make sure you call those two whenever you need a story about greatness. Like,
oh man.
Let's continue with the super chats, Curtis.
All right, another super chat from Ray Rags.
Is that My Hero Academia?
Yes, it is. I did spite you again.
No, I watched like 15 minutes of that on Hulu.
See, Cole, it was gonna work. It was gonna work. We getting them.
No. I watched the subbed version, right? Because it's weird because you can watch dubbed sub, but they're not in different categories on Hulu.
No,
it's like all in one.
Yeah, but like I said, Cole, we got them.
It's hey, I ain't got heard. Yes, we are. You just heard Q say that he watching anime and sub now, right? I just wanted everybody to know that he said that.
Well, first of all, Cole, I'm not in that conversation, subs versus dubs, because my mom is Japanese. Okay, like I am not in this conversation. I am not watching in dubs for the reason y'all watching dubs and subs. I'm trying to relearn the language. Like.
Okay. Y'all heard that though, right? Y'all heard
brother
that.
Might have to move soon. I don't know how shit goes.
Bro said he taking advantage of dual citizenship. That's crazy.
Hey, I might need healthcare.
You say it's about that time to take advantage.
Hey, bro,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, if that time ever comes, I'll be like Kevin Durant. My next step.
Cleveland Browns content from Japan is gonna be crazy.
13-hour time difference.
How we gonna do this pod, man?
Hey, bro.
Q said the text at 3
have to be made.
Q said the text at 3 a.m. It's like, hey, y'all ready? It's like, what you mean am I ready? Oh man.
All right, we're gonna look at this other super chat from Ray Rags. And think the Wizards had 2 All-NBA level point guards since 2000 and still couldn't do it in the worst stretch of the Eastern Conference ever.
Still couldn't get 50 wins. Couldn't touch 50 wins, dog. Couldn't touch 50.
Hey man, Wizards, y'all gonna get 50. Y'all gonna get one day.
When?
Hey man, a lot can change in a couple of years.
They getting Cooper Flag?
Cooper Flag in DC would be crazy.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he ends up in Toronto.
I don't like that.
That'd be a weird fit.
Where do you think would be a fit, Curtis?
I have no idea. I gotta see how he looks. I haven't watched enough of him anyway.
We all know where Cooper Flag should go.
Boston?
No, damn. No, that's too diverse. He need to go to Utah. Okay.
Oh,
He might end up there too.
Mm-hmm. Cooper Flag, he will come out there with the red, white, and blue on. Like, hero in Utah.
Man, he go to Utah.
Is it like Flag with 2 G's?
yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Don't let him be good. He gonna run for Congress too. that is a elite politician name. Vote for Flag.
You could do some stuff with that. You could do some stuff with that in the advertisements for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You play all that proud to be an American, like all that shit in there, man. Like pickup trucks, rock, flag, eagle, right? Like,
do a whole bunch of that, man.
60% of the vote, bam, right there. Easy money, dog. We got any more chats?
Yeah, we got a couple. We got Iceman the Boss. Drafting Geno in round 1 scares me.
You talking about Shador?
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know. To me, it does feel like the
good
same thing as being like, hey, man, he could be Kirk Cousins and drafting the quarterback in the first round because you think that their comp is Kirk.
Yeah, Geno's not a bad quarterback. Now, be it
we say the same stuff about Kirk, though. We say the same every time a quarterback gets in the first round, and we're like, oh, he could be like Kirk Cousins. We have to say Kirk Cousins is not a bad quarterback, though, and it's like it's not about that. It's just the best you see out of him is Geno Smith. You're saying that is his ceiling, and you usually don't hit your ceiling. And what are you if you're Geno Smith, but not as good as Geno Smith? What Geno Smith was the first 5 years of his career.
All right, we got one more super chat from Soul Train. Trade 2025 or 2026 first to get off Watson's contract.
Dude, nobody's doing that.
Nobody's doing that.
And even if you did that, it wouldn't get you off the contract. You just got to like play it out. That's your best bet. You got 2 years left on the deal. Play it out. You could take all the cap hit this year if you really wanted to, or you can continue to roll it out. They'll roll it out more than likely. The Watson contract is not going to be what slows you down, right? It's if you do something stupid on top of the Watson contract, right? Like one bad contract you can get away with. The Browns only have one bad contract right now, so they'll be fine.
Yeah, and that's it for the super chats.
That's it for super chats.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, Cole, you got anything else to say?
Hey, man, follow me and Q on Blue Sky because we're moving everything over there. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but we try to move all the content and all the conversations and everything that we do outside of the pod over there. So if you enjoy the pod, you enjoy kicking it with us, come on over there. We be talking about the Browns and arguing and laughing and stuff over there.
Hey, man, like you talk about it taking a long time. I'm already there full time. Like, my Twitter page ain't been posted since like November 1st for real. Like,
and it would be funny though, because I'd be like scrolling. I just be scrolling, and all of a sudden I see Q quote me. I'm like, he quote me? Why he quote me?
Because man, there ain't a billion people over there. So if we disagree on something on there, it's not a big deal. I disagree with you on something on Twitter. It's people like, oh man, are they beefing? Do they have problems? I'm like, hey, we got each other's number, man. Like,
man, one of the days I want to be like, yeah, man, we do. Fuck him. just to see what happens.
That's some shit Rail would do. That is some shit Rail would do, dog.
As a matter of fact, yeah, we do have beef. Fuck him.
Yeah, Ray will go get on the timeline. I hate when the family feuds. Like, they be like, "Oh shit, what happened?"
And then I got a message, from you.
No, it's way too parasocial on Twitter, man. Like, come kick it on Blue Sky. And like, it's not popular enough to where you can get your shit blasted to the eternity of the universe. Like, that should be so annoying when you just say something regular and now everybody got to comment on that shit. I'm good on all that. I don't need to hear from all you motherfuckers. Except for the motherfuckers who watch. Okay.
Like, yeah, but hey, our Blue Sky accounts are in the description. Y'all can go follow us. Curtis on there too. You know what I'm saying? We bullied Curtis to get a Blue Sky account. Yeah, he made one.
Yeah, Curtis, get active on there so you could quote tweet me every time you disagree, or I'll reply to you instead of just replying to the thread. I don't know what that is. That's some new people shit. Is that some young man shit? Like, is that what y'all be doing now? Y'all just be quote tweeting?
Yeah, if I want to put someone on blast, I'm gonna quote tweet them from now on.
Bro, I'll be like, yeah, I agree with you. That is a bad jersey combo. And then I end up quote tweeting. Yeah, man, and we need to add this and that. I'm like, well, why he just quote tweet me?
I just do that. I just do that sometimes. I'm used to quote.
I be having to catch myself doing it because, like, usually when you quote tweet somebody, people think you like arguing with them, and sometimes I just be quote tweeting somebody because I want to put this conversation out to everybody. But that's not how it gets perceived.
Yeah, like, people think you got beef or something. I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, man, it's not even like that for real. Like, we just
honestly, the most contentious arguments I have are with people who reply. Like. That's where most of the crash outs happen.
Yeah. Why people reply so angry, dog? Like, what?
Hey, man, I don't know, dog. This is an angry world out there, man. But we try to keep some joy here on the podcast. Curtis, you got anything to say before we head out, man?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. Yeah, for sure.
I was about to say I wasn't convinced when you said that like that.
Yeah, you 100% because that didn't sound like you had a lot of conviction in that.
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay. We was looking out for you, Curtis. You know what I'm saying? Just looking out for you.
Don't sound like you got ultimate belief, unwavering faith. Hey man, Jameis pregame speech this week gonna be nuts. Remember, the Superdome is where he ate that W. Remember, that's the birth of the W eating, right? And he played there. And he realizes that the team is at a point to where, hey, man, they really need a win, dog. Like, just for morale's sake. People think this team going to get 2 wins for the whole fucking season. Now, I need to win this one right now. James is about to go in there. It's one of them games where you got to pull it out and show them who's bigger.
You could wait to bring that. You could wait to bring that one back, could you? Just had to bring that one back, man. You had to bring that one back, huh? Had to bring that one back. He looked
dead in the eye and said that. And you know it was somebody like, yeah.
Hey, nah, man. I would not have been ready to play that day. I'll be like, nah, I see. Man, I don't like this. Say, man, hey, man, we're going to get our ass beat.
Cam Brake was in there. Let's go. Let's fucking pull it out. Put it on the table, bro.
I'm good.
Oh, by the way, 1,000% an absurd thing for Jameis Winston specifically to say. Like, you cannot say that, Jameis Winston. Absolutely cannot. No.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
That is what we are ending the pod.
I need that mic up, man. Hey, if the Browns have any balls, and if Hard Knocks in the NFL have any balls, he better be mic'd the fuck up. I don't mean just one microphone. I want like 4 parabolic microphones following Jameis Winston. I don't want to miss a single fucking word. Okay? And drop the whole cut, a 40-minute cut of him mic'd up. If you really bout it, Browns, do that, okay? Because I'll watch that shit on again and I'll break it down like film. I swear to God, I will. Like,
there's something wrong with you, bro. It is.
You don't want a 40-minute cut up of Jameis Winston in a revenge game?
No, just because of what you just said. A couple minutes ago, I don't want that.
Oh, about the pregame speech?
I actually don't. I don't want that at all.
Definitely got to post that clip Sunday at 12:45. Hey, you got to get whatever joy you could get out this season, man. Like, straight up. But y'all have a great day, man. Curtis, take us out.
Wait, what you mean? What you mean by that?
Come on, Curtis.
I was.
You wasn't prepared. You wasn't
No,
prepared.
hell no, I wasn't.
Okay, DTR. Okay.
Oh man.
Whatever do Curtis like DTR be like, hey man, 10 minutes for show. I can't do it. Curtis, you feel it? Like, see if you prepared. Like,
oh man.
all right, man. Y'all have a great one though. Y'all be good.